Let's go. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining us here at Offside and Out of Bounds. We're recapping all the NCAA March Madness games throughout this tournament and providing you with our picks and our systems picks. We are recapping the round of 32, which is Saturday's recaps and the games that are available as of right now. I'm Adam. He's Junior. And we are looking at an incredible game this was. Michigan, the 11 seed versus Tennessee, number 3. Wolverines were able to pull this off 76-68 in another incredible game of the second round of 32.
Let me preface this with the fact that I am a Michigan fan.
Same.
I love the Fab Five. You had Juwan Howard as the head coach. And in fact, at one point during a long shot of the stadium, I could have swore Chris Webber was there with a couple of the other guys.
He was there. He was there.
So that was my team back in the day. I was Michigan and Syracuse. Those were my two teams.
That was a heartbreaker, man. I watched that live, man. That was soul crushing.
Yeah, that definitely was. This game changed with about 8 minutes to go in the second half. I don't know why it changed because I don't think it needed to be changed, but the whistle just got thrown out the door for Michigan and was super tight on Tennessee. There were probably around, I'd say, anywhere upwards of about 20 missed calls by the refs in the second half of the last 8 minutes of that second half. But nonetheless, Brooks, phenomenal game from him. There were a couple of times where he came out of nowhere and put a Dickinson put back down.
23 points.
He had a big game.
Dickinson at 27. Another good.
I don't really want to talk about him because I'm not that big of a fan of his.
Okay.
I digress. But when you looked at how Tennessee was on opening night and how they came out here, they had a game plan. And Juwan had these guys prepped. And I think the one guy they were going after was Vescovi. So one of the shooting guard for Tennessee was absolutely on fire. I think it was Thursday night. I think he hit 5. He was 5 for 7 or something crazy like 6 for 8 or whatever. This guy had like almost 30 points and a ton of threes came down and he was just going off. He was 1 for 5 from 3 with 5 points total. So that was probably exactly where they were going at them. And again, just the defense from Michigan was smothering. Not in a way where you're like, wow, that's some great defense. This is where those 20 calls came in. I was like, how's that not a foul? How's that not a foul? And I'm a Michigan fan.
Yeah.
But there were 20 calls that should have favored Tennessee that just weren't there. Now, this is tournament time. This is probably the most important showcase for these kids. There's a lot of kids who end up getting drafted into the NBA by a good showing in the tournament. And these kids were not allowed to play. They were stifled. And, these refs, you're there to control the game and call the obvious stuff. Not to control the game how you want the flow to be.
Not the outcome of the game.
That's exactly it. So, that just really disappointed me. And otherwise, I was very happy with the result because I wanted Michigan to win this game, but not like that. And this was the second game today where I witnessed some just horrid officiating. Now, my teams both came out on top, but the officiating was on the other side where I was just like, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
Like in the Baylor game, there was obvious contact on a 3-pointer. Nothing called. Like they were holding hands and dancing like this in the air, right? And there was nothing called. And I think Carolina was up by 4 at that point. So that kid went on the line for 3 shots. It would have been down to 1. Completely different game.
Yep. Tempo changes. Everything changes, right?
It totally does.
Yeah.
And it's debilitating, especially when you're a shooter and you're getting just like, I don't know. Anyway.
Well, they shot well from the floor, 50%. Free throws at 80%, so very strong there. I didn't like the turnovers. That's quite high at 15. They're going to have to clean that up going into the next round. But it seems like Juwan Howard is able to make those adjustments in game at the half, and that's really putting them in a very good position to be competitive with these lower seeded teams. Now, I know we both think they're probably seeded. They should have been seeded a little bit lower.
Yeah.
But I like to see Juwan Howard making those adjustments in game and seeing that production and response from his team.
The next game that you watch from Michigan, anyone who's watching us, look at the timeouts when they get called, and look specifically at Juwan Howard. He's not like, oh yeah, that was a great. He's like, why weren't you on your spot? Like he's literally taking that time right then and there. I know you're
make that correction,
but why are you not where you're supposed to be? You were up here. You're supposed to be down here. Like he is literally taking every second that he can to correct his system with the kids. And you can even see him on the sideline when they're in the half court where his bench is. He is directing traffic from the sideline. Like he's pulling guys, and he's a maestro.
And
I'm really enjoying seeing him get where he needs to go.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's been great seeing him do that. Awesome. Okay, so that's a wrap for the Michigan Tennessee game. Michigan moves on. I want to thank you guys for joining us here. Smash that subscribe, turn notifications on. We're live for every recap, every prediction video, everything to do with March Madness. We're pumping out videos all day long. So subscribe, like, comment below. I want to thank you again for joining us here. NCAA basketball recap, round of 32. I'm Adam.
I'm Junior.
And we're going to see a real